we saw it last night, so I was thinking about it when I got home, and I have my nitpicky things that I kind of muttered to you while the movie was on. And you were like, "What?" But I think overall, it's a really good movie. Like, that it's like 9 out of 10. Like if you don't know what Dune is, and like I told you last week, if you have no knowledge of this book or what's going on, you'll still like this movie. Like it's a really well made movie. It looked amazing.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode 87 of the 30s podcast. My name is Clint.
My name is Marcus.
Hey.
Wadib Marcus.
Wadib. Lisan al-Gaib.
Yes. As you couldn't tell. Couldn't tell by visually or the language we're speaking. Dune will be a part of this episode today.
Usul, we also
Part Two.
We have producer Usul Caesar.
Hi.
Caesar.
I hadn't seen the movie.
He probably won't. But welcome to. We'll do Dune talk later.
We'll do like 30-minute mark.
Yeah. I did want to start off with the other a hangover story.
Oh, good.
It plays into 30s, the 30s vibe that we claim to have, but it's kind of all over the place. But I had a horrible hangover on Wednesday.
Yeah,
we're recording on Friday. I don't know. I was one of those ones where, so the night before I got drunk. Like I wasn't like sloppy wasted or anything. It just was like, oh, I'm drunk.
Off
whiskey.
Yeah.
And then the next day I woke up with, it almost felt like a migraine headache. What the hell? Like something's wrong, you know? And other than that, I felt kind of okay. And then like as the hours went by, I started to feel like queasy.
Ooh.
And just my whole body started to hurt with the headache.
Yeah.
And so I curled in the bed because I had like plans to. I had no work that day, but I had plans to do. So I had to do some food prep stuff. I wanted to work out. I had plans for the day, and I was like, you know, let me just curl up in the bed and hopefully this will go away. And it did not go away. It lasted probably till like 5 p.m. But I threw up.
Ooh, like later in the day,
like in like the afternoon time.
Oh.
Like peak hangover. I haven't thrown up from alcohol in like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't drink to that level anymore. And I went to the bath. I felt it and I was like pushing against it. I was like, no, don't do this. You're not this guy.
You're not this guy.
You're not the guy who throws up from alcohol. You're not a mess.
You're not a mess.
You're not a loser.
You can handle yourself.
Sorry, beep, Caesar. and I kept like pushing against it. And then finally, it just got so bad that because I was laying in bed, I was just like, I'm just going to lay here. It'll go away. I'm just going to lay here. It'll go away. And the minute I thought about it for a second, like, should I just do it? And the second that I thought that, it was go time. Like I had to go into the bathroom, and it was just like an eruption of vomit. And I haven't thrown up at all in like a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
The last time from like being sick or whatever. So I had just forgotten, like if you haven't done this for a while, you're like, oh my God. So I'm like over the toilet, hurling, like tears are flowing, snot's coming out. It's like a messy one.
Oh, a messy one.
Yeah. Oh, there's no clean ones. But, I did that. And then I went to go rinse my mouth off and like wash my face. And then I saw myself in the mirror and I was like, this is you piece of
who? Yeah, who is this guy?
Yeah, dude, like my face was red, my eyes were teary, I was like snotty and vomiting, and I was like, what is this? It was such a foreign, I don't recognize this guy.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done that in so long.
But you didn't feel like you overdrank?
No, I felt like this was like a normal drunk, as normal as a drunk can be, like I didn't drink in excess. When I stopped, I was like, all right, I'm pretty drunk, but, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, you're on your phone doing like drunk stuff or whatever, And yeah, I woke up and I was like, what the f-? Like I was mad about it. This shouldn't happen to me. The throw up thing was what really got me because I have not, like I said, I've said like 3 times, I haven't thrown up from drinking in so long. And to me, that's always like, you're a loser. when
Throwing
I
up?
when I back used to do it because it was like, you're a loser. You're not supposed to be doing this.
I feel like there's something deep down because if I do throw up, hopefully it's like the night of, so that you then can go to sleep feeling better. But there's also something where like, I don't know if it's just me and my Scottish genes saying like, you paid for this, you will not just toss it away in the toilet.
You got to keep it in.
You have to sit with this.
Yeah.
You can't just give it up. You can't just give up.
Oh my God. You paid for this product. It needs to stay inside.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just me.
Yeah, I don't feel that way. Think of it. Your body's saying like, this needs to get out of you.
Yeah, get out of here. Poison.
Yeah, you're poisoning me.
Get the poison out.
You're poisoning me and we need to get rid of it. It's like, it's almost, your body's like sad about it, you know? But yeah, I just felt like such a piece of shit. Just looking at myself. You just look like a mess. And so you're saying, you said you'd rather do it the night of.
Yeah, so you could sleep and feel better.
Okay. I don't know.
Or sleep it off.
I don't know which is worse. But I feel like if you do it the night of when you're still like aware, that's like your body's saying like,
that was a bit much.
That was a bit much.
Yeah. It's literally saying we can't handle this anymore.
Yeah. When it happens the next day, it's almost, I don't know, punishment's the right word. You're being punished. I don't know. It's weird. They both suck.
A bit.
I don't want to do that again. And then I talked to someone from work who's older than me. And he was like, yeah, that's normal to throw up from hangovers.
To throw up?
Yeah. And I was like, it is when I thought that's because you think of someone throwing up from alcohol, you think of like a 24-year-old frat girl.
You think, wow, he did
it's like someone holding her hair back and like, Jenny over there.
Like they can't handle it.
Yeah. You don't think of a grown man?
I guess.
Especially like if I'm going to the whiskey bar and I throw up from that, like I look nice, whatever. And we're having like dinner with friends and we have some whiskeys and like, oh, Marcus is throwing up behind a trash can?
If it switches now, because now that we're older, we try to put a positive spin on these things that before we would say like, no, you're trash. Like you're trash for throwing up. Now it's, he's going to preserve his microbiome. He's going to fix his.
I still think you're trash.
Fix his gut. No, you're still trash.
No, yeah. I feel like it's worse if you do it when you're older. If you're throwing up when you're older, it's like you need to get your shit together. You shouldn't be like Betty. Or Jenny. Don't be like Jenny.
Don't be like Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Jenny was what are you doing? Like your body is changing. Your stomach can't handle that stuff. My body is already like, hey, you can't eat certain things.
Yeah, you can't have cheese.
You can't overdo it.
Yeah, you can't eat after 9. I don't know. A gremlin or something. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like weird if I eat late in the day. I'm kind of fucking old. It was kind of depressing. It was a depressing day. It was almost like you haven't seen Mad Men, but there's a scene where I've
seen Mad Men.
All of it?
I think so. That's one that I want to rewatch anyways, just because there's nothing good
of you guys not really getting into it as much as
I liked it. I watched it with my dad.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a scene in one of the later seasons, I think, where Draper's hungover, and then what's his name? I think Freddie Rumsen's telling him like spitting some knowledge at him, and he's like, I don't want to hear this right now. He's like, this is when you need to hear when he's really hungover. He's like, this is the best time for you to hear this. That's kind of how I felt on Wednesday, where it was
like because you're so down, you could actually
you could be like process like this is what happens.
Yeah, this is not good.
Or if I was sober, I'd be like, that's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah,
but if you're in the hangover, and for me it was the mirror telling me like, no, don't do this.
Do you think there's any real cure for a hangover?
No, the only cure is time. As bartender, and I've taken like classes and stuff. The only cure quote is just you have to wait it out. There's things that can alleviate it a little bit, but that's like a personal thing. Like some people like to eat greasy food.
Sometimes I don't think it's just time.
There's weird cravings people get too when they're hungover, or sleep is good because then your body is like turned off. So that's the way of waiting it out.
Yeah.
Hydrating yourself, I guess. But the only cure is time. It'll just go away when it goes away because your body has to process everything. So, because I don't have a hangover cure or anything, or any kind of craving, or any kind of like, if I do this, I'll feel better. I'm just like, it's all mental. It's like, you're a piece of you suck. Stop drinking. Your family has a problem with liquor. Why you see it all the time, and now you're doing the same thing. You know what you're doing wrong. I still do it, but
the shame.
Yeah, the shame, the not Catholic guilt, but like alcohol guilt.
Yeah.
where it just gets
Yeah.
you. Especially when like me, it's just been around my entire life. Like everybody drinks, so it's like you see it. You've seen it your whole life.
Yeah.
You've seen it your whole life, and you still do it.
Yeah, and it's the getting older. Like you're going to be in pain,
Yeah, that too. It's like I know this is going to suck tomorrow, but
and you're going to lose
I want
sleep
it.
because I'm at the point where like I've studied or I've watched like the Huberman Labs alcohol episode or read Why We Sleep.
Yeah, he says that's like the worst thing you can do.
and
is
it's
drink.
the worst. Like he really doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And and then like with sleep, it messes with REM. So you don't even if you think like, oh, I passed out from alcohol, you're still waking up,
right?
And your head is still off, and you're still not going to ever really recover until it's out of there.
Yeah. It's interesting because like younger people don't really drink as much
Nowadays.
Now they're like, well, no.
Yeah.
They're into drugs and stuff, which are the better option if you're going to alter your state of mind. Drugs are better for you. But yeah, they're not into drinking, which sucks.
It's weird.
Like, how could we got trapped by this?
Yeah, why is that our thing?
Yeah, with our parents. And because drugs weren't legal when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. That's it too. Like I don't even.
I still feel weird about weed sometimes.
I still feel weird about
like
weed.
when I see someone smoking weed outside, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Like, look around and like, it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still that thing where like, you grew up with it of like, you had to hide in a corner to do it.
Because younger people love to ask that question. They'll love to ask, do you do weed?
Do you do weed?
Do you do it? Do you smoke?
That's how little
What
we
if
know
I
about
do?
weed. Do you do weed?
Do you do it? Do you do the thing?
Yeah. And that's like the better choice too, is to do weed. But
probably
for me, it's like still can't shake that lizard brain of mine. Like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing this. This is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad's gonna hit because of the cops. And you used to be like,
Oh, yeah, my dad's.
our dad
we had the
worked
same
in
thing.
law enforcement. And they're always like, it was like the worst thing you could do was do drugs, not drink, but do drugs. It should have been the opposite.
Yeah, like my dad didn't even want me around the people who were doing.
Yeah,
drugs.
they're slackers, losers.
Yeah,
Like,
they're burnouts or something.
yeah, burnouts or something.
and it's like I don't know. People I know they're pretty good at still
Because they still
functioning.
have like the trope of the burnout, like in movies or like from the 60s. Everyone's just, high all the time and they're just like hippie losers. But like everybody smokes.
Yeah.
Now, I think everybody kind of always did, but now it was like everybody does it.
It's
Like,
probably
successful adults do it.
yeah.
Like nothing.
I don't know. I'm still like I'm cool that that's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that probably because of how I was raised, where it's like, and then the time we lived in,
Yeah.
of just that's illegal. But now,
Yeah, because we were already in our 20s, mid 20s maybe, when they said, "Hey, we could do this now."
Mm-hmm. As Caesar takes a hit.
Caesar takes a hit. It's like, oh, let's talk about weed.
Now
that you mention it,
Yeah.
it made him want to do. Did it make you want to do it? I was talking
Even
about
like
it.
seeing him do that, I'm like, I got the two like side emotions. There's some
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
fine.
like, what do you mean, Dad? They're really good at editing videos.
Yeah.
Thanks for using my proper pronouns.
I'm very careful.
Because it's been a while since I smoked weed, and the reason I don't do it is because when I did do it, I just didn't feel like it was. I didn't really connect to it a lot. I smoked a lot when I was 19, and I thought like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then it just kind of went away after. Like I stopped hanging out with the people that supplied me the weed, and then like I was so stupid. And again, it was still illegal then that I didn't know how to go get it, so it just kind of went away.
Yeah, it would only be at like some party.
Someone had to provide it.
Someone had to offer it. It wasn't until I was in my 20s.
Yeah, someone had to provide it, and then because it went away, it was not as available all the time. And then when it did come up, I'd just be like, I don't need it.
Yeah, and I think I was just turned off by edibles because edibles just seem so random to me.
What do you mean?
Like I can't, because it just seemed like anytime I did it, I didn't either like take the right amount or it would hit me later.
The dosages
Whereas
you have to figure out.
Whereas my lizard brain says, well, with alcohol, I know what percentage it is and how that feels, or like the strength of this one versus this. So
And
at
the
one
taste.
point, and the taste
like
too.
Trying drinks, weed is weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to taste and smell like that.
Yeah, I'm not. And the smell, I'm not a fan of. I don't mind it, but I just didn't want to smell like weed. either. But anyway, I don't know. What are we talking about? Drugs? I had a point you wanted to make.
Oh, because you're hungover.
Because hungover, and then drugs actually play into what we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Dune. But do we have any other anything else before we get into Dune?
Anything else? Driving here, I saw one of those, like the newer Tesla cars.
The spaceship looking one?
Yeah, and that freaked me out.
Really?
I was taken back.
Yeah, it's jarring to see it in a picture. I can only
Yeah.
imagine on the road.
Like, what's it doing in Eastville?
I don't know.
What do you do? Also, when I see cars like that out in the suburbs, I'm like, what is your job?
I saw a Maserati in the city that I live in, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
how?
Why are you here?
What are you doing?
Visiting a family member, maybe? But
Yeah.
it's just, you see it right away when you're on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That Tesla truck, though, I saw this thing on Instagram where it was in Beverly Hills or something, and somebody had crashed one, and it was just funny to see.
Oh, is it the one that's in like inside, like it crashed into a house or
I think it was outside. It was in like a mall shopping center, something like
Oh.
that. One of those bush things.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just really funny to see this ridiculous looking car had crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to drive that thing?
Yeah.
What's the appeal of that? It looks like
No.
a toy.
Is that the one that can drive itself?
I think all Teslas can drive themselves. I don't know. I don't know anything about Tesla, but I
don't
think
know.
most of them have an autopilot
Ugh.
thing.
It's still weird.
Yeah, I don't want my car driving myself.
Yes.
Even when the cars, there's the newer cars that kind of, when you're close to something, they'll make a noise. Even that's kind of jarring. Like, I can see that I'm close.
Yeah.
to this.
Okay. Beep 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 beep. Yeah. Who are you? Who are you to say I'm too close?
Car starts nagging you.
Yeah. It's like the noise is like it's kind of like when people say "excuse me," but they really mean "get away."
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Speaking of sayings and get away, you said bet earlier,
Bet.
or you wrote it in a text. What does that mean? It means,
you
I'm
could-
going to guess from context, it means okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
okay.
like that's a good bet. Like you'd win the
Oh.
bet. I think maybe
Like for sure.
like
For sure. Okay.
For sure.
What's wrong with for sure?
For sure. I know, dude. I learned a new one. If we talked about mogging
Mogging.
before, Caesar,
I've
do you know
never
what that
heard that.
is? It's basically like handsome, like skinny,
Like
cheekbone
mugging?
dudes,
I heard mugging.
Mugging?
Like a mean mug. Like a good looking guy.
kind of like that. But it's good looking guy, but it's like they're sort of doing like blue steel
Mugging.
mogging.
Oh, mugging.
Because this kid just kept yelling Mogwarts, and I'm like, what are you
Mogwarts?
talking? What? Excuse you?
Is he trying to say Hogwarts?
He's like Hogwarts for mugging, and I'm like, what the heck is
Hogwarts
that?
for mogging.
And I wrote it down. I'm like,
You wrote it down.
I'm like, what is going on? And then every new term just sounds like another like.
Wait, so
lewd
what is mogging?
thing.
Did you say what it was?
It's kind of like getting your face to look like more handsome than someone else.
Oh, like, you
It's
stick your
like
jaw out.
modeling. Yeah. Or
What is
like
Mogging. Okay, mogging.
mogging. See, I got it right there.
Yeah.
I lost it.
Oh,
The delay is
we
so
do.
funny.
One of our friends does when he comes on the show. Just
Yeah.
mogging,
Mogging.
watching himself. Yeah. So bet.
Bet. Ugh.
So I had an
Ugh.
interaction with someone younger a few months ago, and I was asking them about a work related. This was through email, but like a work related issue, and I was like very formal about it. Like, oh, would you like to switch this thing at this time? Blah blah blah. And she wrote like, bet. Give me your partner, which is your personnel number. And I was like, bet.
That's so bad.
Yeah,
That's
this
bad.
person was like 22, and I was like, okay, from context, I'm guessing that means yes.
Do they really do that in emails?
This person did.
Oh my god!
And it,
Like for
which
work,
I
though.
don't need like a formal email, but I don't
Yeah.
know this person.
Yeah.
I've never spoken to them in real life.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, like this is my name, this is my question, this is my request, and like, can you accommodate?
Mhm.
Bet. Give me your stuff. I was just like, bet.
Bet. Ugh.
Stuff.
Yeah. No. Talk to me like a grown up, please.
Yeah, like an adult.
Professional.
Okay. Enough of the slang. This is the Dune segment of the show. Last week we talked about part one of Dune, the film by Denis Villeneuve.
Bienvenue.
French.
Is he French?
I'm guessing his name is Denny, but it's with an
Yeah,
S.
Denis. Bonjour, Denis.
Yeah, so we talked about Dune Part 1 last week, and it was a good chat. I'm more familiar with Dune than you are. I've read this book, so you can see if you're watching.
Oh, these books.
Yeah, I've read these books.
Oh.
I'm missing a few of them. These are the ones I could find on short notice. Yeah, this is the first novel. We've got Chapter House, Heretics, God Emperor, and then this is a comic book that came out a couple years ago.
Ooh.
I did not like. So yeah, we saw Dune Part 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
What are your marinated thoughts?
It was freaking epic.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It was cool. I mean, it's the second movie, so I understand more of it now, but I think they also explained things a little better.
Okay.
Like with the water of life. You're going to see everything. In the first movie, it's like you see that there's spice, but I couldn't tell that like the spice even like made their eyes blue.
Okay.
But in this one, they had little lines where they're like, oh, there's spice in the food.
Right.
That's my Chalamet. There's spice in the food.
Yeah.
What? Huh? He's okay. Do you like him as Paul?
I did not in the first one. I did in this one.
I liked him
I
in
thought
this
he
one.
did good in this one. I know. Well, we'll get into casting later.
Okay.
But yeah, in the first movie, I was not necessarily sold on him as Paul. He was just kind of whiny.
Yeah.
Just like, kind of emo-ish,
Yeah.
which Paul's not like that in the book. But then in this one, I don't know. Because they didn't film them back to back, right?
No, they took time, which I also like that.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess that they may have reacted to some criticism for the first one, and
Yeah.
because it did seem like a very different movie, even like not like story or anything, but just the way, like you were saying, because I did notice they are explaining stuff in this.
Yeah.
In the first one, they kind of just go through it, and like I already know everything, so it's fine. But then, so like Caesar Washington was like not into it, probably because he didn't understand a lot of what was going on. But what this one kind of did.
It did. And that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, the stuff that they because they could do, obviously they cut out a lot, but the stuff that they did leave in, they made sure to kind of know why it's there and what the reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did appreciate that. But to your question, yes, I did like Timothy Chalamet as Paul in this one.
Yeah. I think he's doing, it's probably the director put him giving him good notes, guiding him, and maybe being able to do the sequel. He's just kind of stepping up into that role.
Yeah. Or he's even maybe reacted to some or listened to some criticism or maybe read the book. I doubt any of them read the book. It's not an easy book to read.
If I got cast, I would read it.
I think so too, but
There's a picture that went viral of Timothy Chalamet reading the book in 2018.
oh, okay.
Oh.
So, I mean, he might be the only one. I think you're right about everybody else.
Yeah. I know that the chick who played Jessica did not, because she was asked that in an interview once and she was just like, no. It's too much.
Explains.
That character.
Explains a few things.
We get into casting. But yeah, I think that the filmmakers or everybody, I think even the cast they took what from the first one,
Yeah.
the reception, and brought that, because even Stilgar is like a totally different character in the second movie. In the first one, he is serious in this one too, but no jokes.
Yeah.
In this one, he's really jokey. He has like a lot of like
Probably more
stuff.
because that's Josh Brolin. Right. Is that Josh Brolin?
No, it's Javier Bardem.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's real.
Javier Bardem.
He's real kind of goofy and jokey in this one. In the first one, he was not.
No.
So I don't know if that was like maybe because Duncan Idaho's gone. He was kind of like, hey, brother. Like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to find
we didn't talk about
some way
Duncan
to
in that
joke.
first one, did we? Real quick, that was bad casting.
Who?
Duncan Idaho, Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
Because that's a real serious character in the book, and you get Jason Momoa with like big old hair, just like aloha, just like being Jason Momoa.
I saw some entertainment news article that said it was about him and his kids who are like teenagers now, and they're
Jason
like,
Momoa?
Yeah, and he's like, they just think I'm so awkward. Well, maybe they've seen you in movies.
Yeah, because he's not the best actor.
He really just comes in and goes,
Yeah, he's just.
runs around.
Yep, that's right. He did good as Khal Drogo because he can't speak. He was perfectly cast for that.
That was really good
He
casting.
just grunts and and that it works for Khal Drogo. It does not work for Duncan Idaho. But that was the
because
last
Duncan Idaho,
because that book comes back
Does
in
he?
the next book. Come back, yeah, it comes back in the next book as like it's called Zen Suni, but just like a really like Zen kind of guy, like a real. He's very calm. He's very collected. He's very. I think they make him a mentat. Very calculated. I don't think Jason Momoa can do that when if he decides to if they make another one and he comes back.
Do you think they'll do that? Make him come back?
I don't know. I have a feeling that if they do make Dune Messiah, they could recast that role technically because he's like brought back from the dead, like in a way where these people, it's called a gola, but they make like a golem essentially of a person.
Oh,
so you could explain it as like, they couldn't fully bring back this kind of his face and his hat. Sorry, cast a different actor who can be more of a dramatic actor. But they'd probably just get him for the star power.
Yeah. Just his name.
But maybe he can pull it off if he really tries. But I have not seen Jason Momoa be a dramatic actor.
No.
So I don't know.
We'll see.
But this is part 2 we're talking about.
Part 2?
So you said you liked it. I liked it too.
Yeah, I liked it. I feel like I could have gone into this without seeing the first one. I think I could have. I could have picked up stuff.
I think so
from it. I think which is good. That just means it's good storytelling.
Yeah,
a good film.
I was thinking about it we saw it last night, so I was thinking about it when I got home, and I have my nitpicky things that I kind of muttered to you while the movie was on. And you were like, "What?" But I think overall it's a really good movie. Like, that it's like 9 out of 10. Like if you don't know what Dune is, and like I told you last week, if you have no knowledge of this book or what's going on, you'll still like this movie. Like it's a really well made movie. It looked amazing.
Yeah,
like everything looks great.
It's beautiful.
Costumes are crazy looking.
The costumes are
like,
pretty cool.
How did somebody think of this?
Yeah,
those black things that were in the arena.
Yeah.
I was like, these look like out of a video game, like these like shadow enemies or whatever.
And there's a point where I'm like, oh, it's black and white now. Like I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so that planet's called Gidi Prime.
Yeah,
that's the home of the Harkonnens, and I'm like, this is such a cool choice that they just everything here is going to be black and white when they're outside or whatever. Because they go inside and they're all in color. But when they're outside, I think because I don't know if it says in the book or not, but there's no sun or something.
Oh,
or I don't know, but everything just looks like it's black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks fucking cool. Everyone's bald. That's a creative choice that they made.
Oh, it's not in the book?
No. Because like I said last week, they don't really give you descriptions of a lot of the environment or the people, so you can kind of do whatever you want with them. And whoever was in charge of that decided to make everybody bald and everything black and white. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
And they had those fireworks that were bubbles, just like exploding black bubbles. Dude, that's crazy. So yeah, Gidi Prime looked great. Yeah, all the costuming looked great. The sound,
again,
the music is just like that little. You just feel like, and see it in the theater too, because it's so loud in the theater and it's happening around you. You're just like,
you should see it in the theater.
This is a movie. This is a movie that you can absolutely watch at home, but it makes it difference when you watch it in a theater, where you're just like immersed in the sound alone. But yeah, it looks great, sounded great. I guess we can just go through characters. Start with Paul. Well, you already talked about Paul a little bit. I thought he did a good job. I like this version of Paul for the most part. I didn't like that he kept yelling at people all the time.
Yeah,
because they'd be telling he just would be like snap, like I know what I'm doing. Just a suggestion, Tim.
Not even using the voice. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, the voice. I want to talk about that later.
The voice.
Yeah, he did great. They didn't really, well, you can tell me, they didn't really explain his prescience after he took the water of life. Did they?
His visions? Well, I don't know, because he takes the water of life and you get the surprise Anya Taylor-Joy
Yeah.
So plays his sister in the future. So it's sort of like seeing the future. But then they don't really like. I mean, they show a little bit of that vision, but not as much.
They do this thing where as soon as he takes it, you see all these people.
Yeah.
Where you're like, who are all these people? So that's him. So okay, when Jessica takes that water of life, and then she's all of a sudden evil, I guess. I said it last week, I think, but she can see, and they actually explained it in the movie. She's like, I have the memories of thousands of years. Now, like I know all this. So Paul does it. He has the same thing. He can now do that too with every man, I think women too. I'm not too sure. In his bloodline, he can see everything in the past that is in his memory. But he also has achieved prescience, where he can see the future, and not just it's visions, but he knows what's going to happen. Like he sees where he's going to die. He sees like his life. He sees everything. And I don't think they really explained it that well. That like he's doing all of this stuff after taking the water of life. Everything he's doing, he knows the outcome.
Yeah, well,
he knows he's going to be Fade. He knows he's going to marry Irulan. I guess he knows Chani's going to be that's a whole nother thing.
Oh God, Johnny!
God, that was so infuriating. I was texting Danica last night about it because I was like marinating on it when I got home, and then I was like, I just saw Dune 2, and like, what the f-? And we had like a real like, what? And that's Danica XX. Danica XX, shout out. She was a resident Dune lady online, and we were just like going back and forth about Chani, and just like, what was the point of that?
Yeah,
why did they do that?
That was a weird choice.
Sidebar. We'll get
not
to
knowing
her.
it. Yeah, because they explain that he does the hand thing, where he's like,
he's like saying
he does like the kind of like Doctor Strange thing, where he's like, I've seen all the possibilities, and there's only one way.
This is the one. Yeah.
So he does that with his hands. So that kind of tells you, he does know what to do.
Right. Okay.
But then he does kind of like a lot of Jesus-y stuff, but then later he does the, like, to prove he's like the Messiah, he tells this guy all his backstory.
Oh, yes.
It's like his whole life, like what his mom.
And then what does he say afterwards? The guy.
He's an Al-Qaib.
Yeah. There's a lot of shouting. Lisan Al-Qaib.
He's an Al-Qaib.
I'm just like that too. We were saying before. There's a lot of shocked people in this. They're just like they'll say something.
So my favorite was Javier Bardem, because after
it was a bit, wasn't it?
It felt like a bit, because he's saying it the whole time, because he's like he believes the stories.
He's a believer.
He's a believer, so he's like.
He's from the northern tribe.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe that's the southern, so they believe, or I don't know.
Southern, because there's dead silence, and then suddenly, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, there are a lot of times of no sound, and then someone's like, for what it started. The movie starts in like a loud, random voice. Like, I've got like popcorn here. And it goes into the Warner Brothers logo too. Yeah, so like, what was that?
Just do the logo first. Like, why do this? Yeah, just and then here's Warner Brothers. It looks so nice today. This is a great day on the tour. It takes you out of it. Then it pushes you back in.
Yeah, there's a lot of shouting of Lisan Al-Gaib.
And then there weren't a lot of people when we saw it, and we're in the way back.
Yeah, we were so loud in that.
So we're kind of allowed to be replying to everything. It's like
we were being pretty loud in that. Yeah. Just like not making fun of it, but just reacting to it.
But I like that. That's I grew up doing it. If like
you grew up being in the theater. Oh,
yeah. It's not going to bug people.
How do you know that?
If it doesn't, like,
but you say that, and then the people around us are like, "Can you shut the?" in their heads.
Yeah, we saw it too.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Okay, so Paul, they know he's a prophet, so they did do a good job. Okay, so you knew what was happening. Who do we want to talk about next? Fade,
Muad'Dib.
Yeah, Muad'Dib is what they call Paul.
There's a lot of different names he had, which is cool.
Yeah, his a man of many names. Talk about Fade, which is Austin Butler. I said I have never seen him in anything, but he did a good job as Fade.
He's cool.
He did a good job being just like a crazy guy.
Yeah, I like the fight sequences.
Yeah.
That looked really, really well done.
Yeah, it was interesting
well
with
planned.
Fade because he they don't give him a lot in the book really, other than just to be the bad guy. But it was cool that he had those cannibal bald ladies that were like, he fed them people.
Yeah.
Like, what?
First, I'm like, they're gonna feed the heavyset guy, and then he didn't. Did they eat him? I don't think so.
I think so because they dragged him off, and then they were like,
I'm like, ugh.
yeah. That was an interesting. I like stuff like that. I think it was cool to give context to the world or world building in a way that they have license to do that because it's not explained at all in the book. They're like, yeah, there's gonna be these cannibal bald ladies that are like pets. Because he talked like they were pets. Like I have to feed my girls or something.
Yeah, he was into that.
Yeah, and then I thought he did good. I have nothing to say about him really. Other than
He was good. I don't see him as like. I mean, I know the director said, "Oh, these are like the new Hollywood stars of the future, like Chalamet, Florence Pugh, and Austin Butler." And I'm like, I don't know if I mean, maybe one day Austin Butler will be. He's kind of just a hype. He's pretty big right now.
Yeah, just like Chalamet.
Yeah, like Chalamet
And Zendaya.
Yeah. Oh,
I think Florence Pugh. She's good. She's really good.
She's actually really good.
The three, I can see like them kind of waning in popularity. Maybe I don't know. Though.
Well,
I don't
with
know.
Zendaya, if you want to talk about her character yet, or save that for last.
I guess she's just
because that kind
we'll save her for last because that's like
Yeah.
really the only negative I have about the movie is her.
Yeah.
So we'll get to her. Austin Butler, good.
Cool.
Florence Pugh as Irulan is good. This is like a different direction for Irulan, but I don't mind it because in the book she's kind of like mid, like she's very not. She's like Irulan. It's like that kind of thing where she's like she thinks she's smarter than she is, and she like makes these plans and then they fall through. And she does keep record. It's like she's like a steward. You know, she's always recording her. She does like she keeps records of the universe and everything. Like she's good for that.
Yeah.
But because she's also Bene Gesserit, but she's like not a good one. Like she's just not.
Because she is one.
She is, yeah. She's Bene Gesserit.
I just felt like she didn't do the. Do all the witch stuff.
She didn't. Not in this. She can do that stuff.
Oh.
Like she knows how to do that stuff, but not well.
Oh.
You know, she's kind of like a C student, we'll say.
Oh,
of
okay.
the Bene Gesserit school. But the way they had her in the movie was not like that. I thought that was fine.
Okay.
And she has more to do later in the
Yeah,
book.
she seems smarter. She seemed really smart.
She's smart. Like she's still she's still like a capable. She's just not. She's like a C Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
Which is that's still saying like a lot about a person, but you're just not an A like Jessica. So, yeah, she was fine. What's his name? The Emperor.
Christopher Walken. Baron.
Yeah, Baron.
Baron, where's
Muad'Dib is still alive.
Where's the Muad'Dib?
It takes you. Didn't I laugh every time we showed him? I couldn't. It totally takes you out of it.
I tried not to, but then when he says Muad'Dib, I'm like,
you know what they should have done? Okay, so the Emperor in the book is like opulent, and like he's got crazy on, and he's like, like you would see like gold. Like you think of like a cartoon Emperor of just like, I'm beautiful. Look, kiss my 20 rings or whatever.
like well, Jeff Goldblum in Thor.
Yeah, like the Grandmaster or whatever, Gambler or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Goldblum would have been a good Emperor.
I thought I was thinking about him the whole
But Christopher Walken is just like a grandpa in a bathrobe. He like walks, he's like this all the time, like frail and just pathetic.
Yeah, like why be, is it just because he's old or is he acting?
Probably
like that?
both.
Is that the choice?
That was a choice to make him just this feeble old man.
I don't want to.
Yeah, like the Emperor they had in the 1984 Dune was like that, just like
majestic.
Like a Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Just like, where's my death stick? Or whatever, you know? Like
well, where's the death stick?
So that was kind of a weird choice to make the Emperor like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then he's not really that important anyway. He doesn't come back at all. Who else do we talk about? Stilgar was cool.
Mm-hmm.
He was funny in this one, which was great. And Javier Bardem looked like he was having a lot of fun.
He looked like he was having a great time.
Like a good time. And I saw this thing on, was it meme maybe? Or no, a quote where he was like, because he did The Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I did The Mermaid for the daughter, and I did Dune for the son.
Yeah.
And I cashed both paychecks. And I like that.
It's a good dad.
Respect. Yeah, he was cool. Is Chani's the only one left? Who else? Jessica, the way they make this character in the movies is really strange because like nothing. The actress is cool, like she's fine and she looks great, but Jessica in the books is not like. So in the first movie, she's like a frail, like always scared and like oh Paul, but like she's a badass, like she can do crazy shit. And in this one, like she's throwing up, which I guess is from the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as Bene Gesserit, she would be able to control that. So, like, she's in full control of her body. And then when she does take the water of life, she's just like evil now, or just
kind of a little bit. She seems kind of
she's not a reverend mother.
Yeah,
she's like a reverend tyrant. I don't know,
like chaotic evil almost.
Yeah, there's something going on there, and she's just like the way they have her, like the way to make her look like she's. Like
even
scheming in some way.
like talking to the baby, she's like, "We have to get off."
To follow like scheming with the baby, almost.
Yeah, like there's another way to say that. You could just be like, "Yeah, it'd be nice if like they all follow us," instead of
we must go after the weak ones first. You're like,
oh, are we doing that now?
Yeah. So that was an interesting choice, but I mean, her costuming especially was like crazy with all those tattoos and like.
I love where they have like
stuff.
Yeah, they have like a book on their head, and then like the way
shawl.
that the shawl, yeah.
The Timothy Chalamet. Argument blew me there. So sorry.
You read my mind.
Don't worry, I thought it too.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Yeah, Alia was an interesting choice because in the book, Alia is actually born, and she's just like a crazy little 3-year-old baby. So, did they say that she's preborn in the movie? So when Jessica takes the water of life, they're like, she's pregnant. Like they're really
How'd
scared.
they not know that?
I don't know.
Did they see that she's pregnant?
Well, they know right away because Alia becomes, when she takes water of life, Alia becomes preborn, which means she's like a reverend mother now too, but she's fully aware. Like Alia becomes like us.
That you can see that in the movie.
Yeah, but like it's crazy though when they describe it in the book because this is like a fetus that's fully aware. It's like alive and it knows still has all the memories, like just like Jessica.
Oh yeah.
So it's like imagine being like our intelligence, but as a fetus. You're like,
That's
I have
insane.
no mouth, I have no hands, I can't move. I'm in this womb.
Yeah.
Like, and then even when you're born as a baby, you're still like an adult level of intelligence. So like you don't even know how to speak yet because nothing is really formed.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of blows your brain a little bit when you read about it in the book. You're just like, oh my God, how is this like?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So obviously you can't have like a 3-year-old kid running around like as a full human on set. There's no way to do that. Unless it's like a CGI creation of some kind.
Probably have to be
Which would
CGI.
look probably bad unless they just put it like in a robe or something. I don't
Almost
know.
like a puppet.
Give it a voice actor that just sounds really young.
Yeah.
But so that they get around it by just having, because I don't think she talks to Alia in the books, or if she does, it's not really like a running thing like it is in the movie. But yeah, Alia is actually born because I know why, because they do a time skip. It's not in the movie. So in the book, it skips ahead like I think 2 or 3 years, and Paul and Chani have been together, and then she has had a baby in that time. Baby gets killed, but. They don't do that in the book or in the movie, so they can't really make Alia a thing. We show our flaws here. Keep that in. But yeah, so Alia was just interesting that they found a way to get her in the movie, which is cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Chani.
I think it's his time.
It's time for Chani. I want to hear your thoughts on Chani before I start yelling.
Well, even if you weren't watching it with me or telling me all the stuff about Chani, I would still kind of see it and feel like there's some kind of hint that like it's not supposed to be like that. Like she's acting in ways where like I feel like it's more of just like literally Zendaya choosing to be like this and not like the script. It's her personality coming out, because it's the way that she's kind of like that in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't watch much Euphoria, but she's kind of like a
burnout,
kind of like a punk burnout in that too. And I just kind of get that vibe from this too.
Right.
That she's just kind of like, whatever, I'm going to stay with my own kind. Yeah, brat. It's like, no, you could. And then, just like you called her like a Gen Z TikToker.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe.
They do this thing in the movie, which I don't remember if this is in the book. It could be, but where there's the northern Fremen and the southern Fremen, and they believe different things. Like the North are like the Gen Z TikTok kids are like, no. And then the South are they're religious. They're old school.
Yeah.
I'll say that. They're old school. And in the movie, it's like they do this like almost like a lunch table scene in a high school film where Chani and her little friends are like, making fun of the olds. Like they believe that stuff, those old like whatever fools, I don't know. Where I was like, this is a weird direction to take this movie. And her specifically, Zendaya, I only seen her in Spider-Man. I've never watched Euphoria. I've watched like 20 minutes of the first episode and decided it was not for me. I've only seen her in Spider-Man. It's just like that, like, I don't even know what she does. Like, she's like snarky, I will say. Snarky is a weird way to put it. And I saw the same thing from this, where it was like, when she was when she got cast in that first movie, already I was like, no. Before I saw it, I was like, this is not going to be good. And then when she's in the movie, she's only in it for like 7 minutes anyway, and it's just like a bad like perfume commercial. She's just like in the desert in robes and just wind blowing, and it's like, well, she's not doing anything yet. But in this one, she's actually doing stuff, and I didn't understand why they made her this way. Yeah, just this little angry bratty girl, like Gen Z TikToker. It's like, I could see Chani getting on her smartphone and being like here's what's wrong with the Southern Fremen. Like just doing one of those stupid things.
She would.
Yeah, and I was
she like literally says that, like, I'm just gonna stay with my own kind.
Yeah,
but I kind of like you, Paul. It's like, I'd be like, if I was Paul, I'd be like, do you like me? I think you.
Yeah,
I think you don't.
One of the cruxes of the her and Paul together in the movie is that they had no chemistry.
And that too.
They had it's like, I don't think these people actually even want to be in the same room as each other.
I just kept thinking, like, Chalamet's thinking, oh, I don't want to do this to Tom Holland's girlfriend. And then Zendaya's probably like, I don't want to do this to, I don't want to break, I don't know. Like,
it was like a cat and a dog.
Like, there's a way to do these love scenes to show that you affectionately can fake love. And I'm like, I don't know if they could do that.
They were not pulling it off. And it went like a flip switch where she was like, this guy, and then the next scene she was like, I really care about him. What? It was totally random,
up and down,
and then just her being a little brat for the whole movie. That Johnny is not like that, and she's like ride or die Paul. Like she really likes this, loves this guy. Eventually, really likes this guy. She's down to clown. She's down for this Messiah. She's not like at the end of the movie. Remember I said last week, like, I don't know how they're going to do Messiah without the first one, or how this one's going to end. So I said that because this movie ends with her just being a brat and like
again,
like
someone I wouldn't want that as my partner.
Well, she's not down for Paul in this one. She's like, I'm gone.
I wouldn't want that. Yeah, there's no way. If I'm going to be the Dune Messiah walking around, I want someone who's by my side, not this bratty punk who's going to just run away, jump on a worm and get out of here.
Yeah, and so he's like, I'm going to marry telling the emperor, I'm going to marry your daughter so that I'm going to be emperor now. That's how they make emperor. And whatever. And then as soon as that happens, Shani's just like,
so grumpy.
Like so grumpy. And it's like in the book, she knows what this means. Like she knows like, and like Paul says this in the book too, but it's like, this is just for like power. Like I don't give a shit about this. She can go do her own thing. She can go write her little books, whatever she does, and hang out. But I'm going to marry her so that I can get this position. Yeah. And like Chani's like, yeah, that sounds great. You know, that sounds like what we should do. And then she becomes his concubine, just like Jessica was the Duke's concubine. And it's all gold. It's all gold, pony boy. Stay gold, whatever. And then even at the end in this movie, it doesn't make any sense because it doesn't make sense that she's angry. They made her that way, but then she just goes off on her own. It's like every other. Before they were like the North and the South were like whatever. Now they're united. Now they're all down for Paul,
and they're all in that room still.
Yeah, they're all like, "This is good. We like this." And Fremen are all in the book. This is why I don't think the North South thing makes sense in the movie. They're all on the same page. They're like, we're Fremen. This is our thing. We're all what everyone collectively wants. We want. And then at the end of this movie, that happens. Everyone's like, "Yeah, let's go do this jihad and take over the universe."
Yeah,
and Chani's just like,
where's she going?
I'm going to ride alone off into the desert on a worm.
Literally with nobody.
And the last shot is just her little angry face.
Yeah.
Which I was like, this is the worst way to end this movie. Just a little angry Chani. Are you saying that she's going to be like a villain in the next one?
Yeah, what's she going to do?
I don't know. Because the next one starts 20 years later after they've conquered the universe. And like, Paul's like sad for reasons, but she's like, they're like together. It's like a thing. They're ruling the universe together. How are you going to do that now with her being a little cranky toad at the end of this one?
She's just going to be the villain. Do you think they would recast older people?
No, because what's his name said he wanted to wait a couple of years if he's going to make another one.
And also, I love that he's waiting. It's a lot like Star Wars, but I like growing up with the Star Wars movies being like 3 years apart, like all that time to where you could really digest this big film and then take on the next one. Yep. So I like that he wants to take forever, and it's not just like a Disney, let's boom, 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 make all these movies. Yeah. Because I think that is backfired for them at least.
Yeah.
A part 3. Because I think they even said they haven't written the script yet for that one.
I don't know. I'm sure there's someone who's touched it in somehow.
Looked at it somewhere. Read the book.
Yeah, someone's read the book, hopefully. Imagine they hadn't read the book.
Yeah.
It's called Dune Messiah. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
They read the back and like, I got it.
Yeah. I was watching Zack Snyder was on Rogan and he's talking about 300 this week, like last week.
Okay.
And he's talking about how he tells Warner Brothers, I want to do 300. Yeah. They're like, how are you going to do it? And he's like, I'm going to take this comic book and we're going to shoot shot for shot.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm in. And I'm like, yeah, duh. That's what you do. That's what we should be.
Yeah.
You should be.
It should
be like that kind of. It should be like, okay, we're going to shop this like this. Do you see this book?
Here's an actual picture to show you what it's going to look like.
We don't
just imagine Gerard Butler instead of this drawing.
Put that guy there.
Yeah.
And then,
he'll still be, he's still going to have that body. We're going to do it. It's going to be this on the screen.
Going to be this. I think that's why people get upset when it is based off a book or something and then they go way off.
Yeah, you're just like, I understand wanting to do your own interpretation, but it already exists.
Yeah, just shot for shot.
Just make it look cool, make it sound cool, get good actors, but we want to see what we already know. Yeah. just in a different format.
Yeah.
300. Is 300 a shot for shot? Mostly, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Probably the best.
That's why Watchmen was good too.
Catalog.
Yeah.
Well, Watchmen was great until the end. They fumbled that.
Yeah.
That movie.
Well, that looks like another one where it was shot for shot.
There were shots that were in there were comic panels, but they changed a lot in Watchmen. That's a great graphic novel.
Yeah.
If you want to read that.
It's another good one.
Anyway.
Dude.
What any other closing thoughts about? I don't know. I'm just angry at Chani. That was the only thing I didn't like. The other nitpicks I had were just nitpicks, and that's only because I know what the book is. But
is that what most people are nitpicking about it?
Chani?
Yeah,
I think from what I've read online, that's the biggest. Like, not even a nitpick, but like a fail of what they did with Chani. Only because it doesn't make any sense for where the story is going to go, and it's like the book itself, like. Doesn't make any sense, but like for the future, it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
turn her into this little bratty.
She's playing teenager. Like that's how it feels.
She's the Gen Z TikToker. Chani.
It doesn't feel like a grown woman gonna rule the galaxy with her boyfriend.
No, because it's not even about her ruling. She's just always down for Paul.
Yeah,
and to make her not that is like why?
Yeah, why tweak with that?
Yeah, why make this random conflict. Do you think people are not smart enough to have like, oh, I'm marrying this girl for this reason, but this is still my people are too dumb to know that is?
Yeah.
You have to be like, oh, this is the other woman. No, it doesn't have to do that. Even Irulan just meeting this guy for the first time, she doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, they have no idea.
She's just like, all right.
Just lucky he doesn't kill her.
It wasn't this long, drawn-out love triangle thing, and then you're like, oh, he chose the white girl instead of the native girl.
How could he?
Yeah, and then I guess that could be a thing, but that's not this at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that, other than that, for me, 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
a 9.
Chani's heel turn, whatever, made it the 9 instead of the 10 out of 10. So. And the nitpicks are nitpicks. That's all there are.
That's all right.
So. Anywho, do you have any other closing thoughts on Dune? Kind of at the end here.
At the end, I just think, Lisan al-Gaib.
Lisan al-Gaib.
Lisan al-Gaib.
What other words did you learn?
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
Yeah. That's desert mouse.
Yeah, it's the thing with the ears.
Yeah, the mouse was
pushes
adorable.
the water in its mouth. Yeah, cute little mouse.
Desert mouse. Usul.
Usul. Yeah.
Usul.
Yeah.
Usul. That's another name they gave Paul.
Yeah. What do they call the worms?
Worms. What do they call the worms?
Shai Halud.
Shai-Halud.
That scene where she kills the worm, the little baby worm.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just like
And then
pulls the water of life out of it.
Did you know? Is that accurate? Is that how they get the water of life?
I don't know if they show how they get it, but it comes from, those are called sand trout, baby sandworms. It comes from them. That's explained in the book. But I don't remember if they actually show how it's done.
Yeah. That was a cool
Yeah.
thing to show.
Yeah, it's cool. That lady has like a little breeding ground.
Yeah, good for her.
A little kiddie pool of worms.
A little farm.
Yeah, like a little sand farm. She just gets out at. She's like, that was a fun scene.
Boop. He's like, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see the movie.
Just ruin all the sound. Yeah. Everything just turns off in here.
After the whatever truck that's going on crazy.
I know,
I
there's
know.
trucks outside.
Is it ruining everything?
Is it catching on the sound?
No, I'll be
Probably
able to.
not, yeah.
I'll be able to.
Oh.
We'll wrap it up at that.
Yeah.
Go see Dune, guys. Part 1, Part 2.
Doing it.
And read the book. Please read the book. There's book clubs on YouTube, specifically one by Comic Book Girl 19, that it's really great if you have trouble reading this, because I had trouble reading this the first time, and I'm smart. That's the clip. Honestly, I had trouble reading it, so I needed some help. And I think a lot of people try to read Dune, especially now, and they're just like, I don't get it. There's book clubs to help you, okay? And on that note,
Get
do we go to Caesar? Caesar?
You can follow me at I am Caesar Rod. You can follow the show. What the heck? There, you spilled water, huh?
Yeah, my thing.
Oh my god!
earlier.
I'll cut this out.
You just saw that.
You can follow me at I am Caesar Rod. You can follow my other radio show at The Rodriguez Show. Carla and Caesar's Modern Life on YouTube. And yeah, that's
And
it.
is now being filmed in here.
Yes. We just dropped our first episode in here,
Yes, I
and
saw
there's
that.
some reactions on the way as well. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Nice.
Clint?
At the _Clint Show. Let's get it. Let's put stuff out into the world.
Uncle 2 _ Marcus, the 30th pod on everything. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye. Do.
Listen, I'll go eat.